Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to the Masterpiece Lounge. I am your hostess, certified life coach, author, and speaker, Chrisnatha. As always, let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know down in the chat. I know that we do have viewers from all over the world, and so welcome. If it's your first time, this is the place to be, the Masterpiece Lounge, where we talk about all amazing topics that help push you forward in your personal and professional life. And if you are a returnee, welcome back. It's always good to have you. And so I'm back with another segment. So be sure to share this with your network because it's going to be good. It's going to be good. As you've already seen by the title, today we're going to be talking about enhancing productivity. Enhancing productivity. I don't know about you, but I have no time to waste in 2023. What does that mean? That means, yes, of course, we want to make sure we have a balance in our professional and personal lives, but we want to make sure that we are intentional so that we are not wasting time. As you can see, so many weeks have already gone by and we just started the year. And so we want to make sure that we're being intentional and that each and every day we are making sure that we're making decisions that are helping us be more productive. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So today, primarily, we're going to be talking about how to enhance your productivity at work, right? At work or in the workplace or in your business. And then we're going to talk about how to be more productive if you work from home or maybe you are a stay-at-home mom or anything like that. Okay, so we're just going to be making sure that we cover those bases, our professional and our personal lives. All right, so we're going to jump into it. And I first want to talk about some ways that you can enhance your productivity when working from home. So for instance, I work virtually and so, or remotely. And so I want to make sure that I am being productive and I'm not wasting time, that I could be using it to make sure I'm getting my task done, even though I am at home. All right. And so that is just something to consider. And I want to share those with you. I have 10 tips to help you stay on top of your task and meet your deadlines, even if you are working from home, because that is important. All right. So for all my note takers, go ahead and grab your pen, your pads, or your device, and let's start on our 10 tips in enhancing our productivity while working from home. Number one is to work out a schedule with your family. So if you don't live alone, I want you to work out a schedule with your family. So there may be times, for instance, if you are a parent, your school age children may be home during the week, but that's also around the time you are probably working, right? So for parents who need to work while they're home, caring for your kids can kind of make that a bit of a struggle. So it may be hard to be productive, or it just means being productive is a bit more difficult for you. So if you find yourself in this scenario, I want you to establish a clear schedule for the entire family, something that everyone's aware of. Consider how you might coordinate your schedules to accommodate the need for childcare. Maybe if it's a two-parent household, how you and your spouse are going to kind of split up things so that you are still able to get your work done. You may have to consider waking up earlier, right? Or you may have to consider, doing things a little later. However, you need to adjust the schedule so that it works for everyone. Um, or you might even need some additional hands and help to alleviate some of the workload. And that is okay too. I personally have a friend who works remotely from home. However, she has a babysitter that comes in for about half the day or a good amount of the day so that she can still work from her home office. And so her and her husband kind of have that split up and figured out. So that is an option for those who are able to do that. So that's just something to consider. How can I work out a schedule with my family so that my time at home is respected as allocated time to get my work done. I'm not just home for the sake of being home. I'm actually working and I need some boundaries in place so that I can be productive. All right. So, number two is to designate your own workspace. Though it certainly can be tempting to work from your bed, listen, if you're guilty of this, we are not judging. We are not judging, but we want you to think about this a little bit. Now, I can say this. When we were all on lockdown, I was working from bed. I was, if I'm honest with you. But I know that we are far from that time, and it's important that I don't work from bed. But not only that, I want to make sure that I'm productive. And let's be honest, I don't know about you all, but if when I work from bed, I am tempted to take a nap, even if I'm not tired, right? It's just tempting. Why? I'm already in bed. I just got to get comfortable, right? And find my sweet spot. And so I want to make sure that I actually get my work done and my task accomplished. And so I'll encourage you to try not to work from bed, but designate your own workspace or even the couch. That can be super comfortable as well and may be hard to be as productive as you would like. So try to set up something more official, whether it's a separate bedroom, or just a part of your living room, right? But it is still designated for work. It could be a makeshift workspace in the dining room, or if you have an actual desk or office space in your home, please use it. Or maybe you have to get one, right? But ideally, your workspace should be a door, should have a door. But if it doesn't, how can you find a way so that you are not easily distracted, right? So maybe if it does have a door, you can of course shut out all of the distractions. And want to make sure that it's stocked with all the supplies and the equipment that you need. You need close by. What is that? Your devices, your computer, your laptop, maybe your printer, definitely some paper, notebooks, pens, the whole nine, right? Your stapler, even some headphones if you're trying to cancel out some noise that's taking place in the house. Or maybe you just use headphones for work as well. So you want to avoid having to get up a lot to retrieve those items. I want you to get up, of course, if you are working from a desk, but not to keep retrieving items, right? You want to make sure you have them close by because that cuts down on your productivity as well. And I'll just throw a tip in there. Yes, if you're working from a desk, we want you to get up every hour. If you could just get up, stretch your legs, go for a little walk, get some water, get some sun, all of the things. Okay. Number three, to help enhance your productivity working from home is to get up early. Dive right in. I know sometimes you can feel like, hey, listen, if I need to log on to work and I need to log on to my laptop at 8 a.m., I'm going to roll out of bed at 7:55. I know, listen, it's so tempting. It's so tempting. But I am encouraging you to get up early. 30 minutes, even an hour. Why? Because you're getting your mind ready. You're getting your energy together, right? It can be tempting, right? Just literally sleep in and roll over with right before it's time to log on, or if you have to rush out the door at first, all of those things. But if you're having a hard time being productive, getting up early is a good strategy. It really helps to set the tone. Set an alarm for about an hour or so before your kids wake up. If you're a parent, or maybe even your spouse wakes up, make yourself a cup of coffee if that's one of the things that brings you joy and gets you going in the morning, or a cup of tea, whatever it is, right? That morning beverage. If you need some time to dig into those emails, you need a moment to really look at what your heavier assignments are going to be, definitely wake up early and take the time to do that. Number four is to take breaks. You can only work for so long. Give your eyes a break, give your mind a break, give your fingers a break from typing so much, right? All those emails that you're sending. Take a break. It's good for you. And if you are someone that listens to music while you work from home, it's good to like switch up what you're listening to as well, just for your mental your mental state. It just helps balance things. I've noticed that that works for me. That's something you can consider as well. But yes, definitely please take some breaks. Every hour or so, take a few minutes, stand, refill that water jug. We want to make sure you're staying hydrated. Pet your dog if you need to. If you can get some sun outside, that's really good because that helps energize you as well. You need to make some phone calls, make them on your break, and set those boundaries. Once the break is over, get off of the cell phone, right? Because we want to make sure you're being productive. Number 5 is to eliminate the digital distractions. Now, this may be hard. Some of you, your workspace at home is near the television. Now, guys, if you know that your favorite show comes on at a certain time and you're like, I just have to have this remote next to me because I have to watch it. Listen, no judgment. We just want to make sure, use caution. Don't get lost in like a marathon of your favorite show and then you don't get your work done. Okay, guys, that's really important. But yes, keep those digital distractions from getting the best of you. Any device that you could think of. Okay, so just do your best to eliminate them. Um, Remove social media platforms from your bookmarks. Log out of your accounts because that will make it easier for you to be more productive, but you don't have to, right? But if you need to, disable alerts and notifications. That's something that's distracting as well. Put your phone in the bedroom. I notice some people do this as well. Put their cell phone away. Sometimes their cell phone is charging in another room and they come and check it on their breaks, right? So social media apps, you can save them for the evening, or maybe you quickly look in the morning, but you just want to make sure that you are not kind of exchanging your work time for social media time, because we all know you can say or think you're going to scroll for just a few minutes and be online for hours, right? And so we want to make sure that that doesn't happen to us. Number 6 is to set times for checking email. Set times for checking email. So unless your work requires you to be on email 24/7, some of us that's the case, and some of us it's not, right? But designate times when you check it. If your inbox is constantly up and in view, any new messages can be a distraction. So it can take you away from your task that you're currently working on. So that also disrupts your focus. And it extends the time that it takes you to actually accomplish your to-do list. So set some times to check your email. Number 7, make a to-do list every day. I actually do this every single day. Keep yourself accountable with a daily to-do list. At the end of each workday, I want you to jot down a task list for the next day. So don't wait for the actual day to create the list. Create tomorrow's list at the end of today. It helps you have an idea of what's happening tomorrow, and it helps to alleviate any anxiety for anyone who deals with that, about what's going to happen, right? You already have an idea. So the goal is to pull up that list as soon as you log on the next morning to help you get a good start on the day. Number 8 is to multitask while you can. Now, this may be a contradiction because we're going to talk about something else that tells you not to multitask. But because you're home, if we're honest, we know that sometimes we're doing more things at the same time, right? So you're going to have other tasks to tend to throughout the day when working from home. It does happen. You might have to feed and walk the dog. You might have to do dishes during your break. You may even run laundry while you're working. All of these things are okay. But to keep on top of all these things that you do while you're also working from home, um, I just want to make sure you find opportunities to multitask where you can, but that you're making sure that there's a balance. The reason why working from home you should multitask a little bit is because it helps you later on after your shift to do laundry and cook and do all of these things. It's possible, but you also may be tired. And so if you can get the laundry going during your lunch or during your one of your breaks, now maybe all you have to do is fold the laundry, right? After your shift versus washing and then waiting for it and then folding. So it does help you to save some time as well. Number 9 is to try meal prepping. There's no vending machines around the corner when you're home, right? So try meal prepping. Prep your meals ahead of time if you can. That still works for working from home, right? And you can quickly just grab it and heat it up and eat it as you choose to. So meal prepping is a great way to keep all the cooking from being an extra task and stressing you out. Number 10 is to have office hours if possible. And I know when you're working from home, of course, you can work earlier if you want, you can work later if you want. But wouldn't it be amazing if you literally still had office hours that you kind of set those boundaries in place so that there's a work-life balance. So if your employer will allow you to, because everyone's work is set up differently, set specific hours for when you will be available by phone, email, online, or working. Getting your professional work done is important, but having time to wind down, spend time with family, relax, and just watch some good old TV if you want, right? All of that is important too. So make sure you're setting reasonable boundaries on both the professional front and a personal one. So those are our 10 tips for anyone who's working from home so that you are more productive there. I do want to share 5 tips to increase your productivity at work. And so I'm going to quickly share those and we're going to jump right into those. So, at work, in the office, I know we talked about multitasking when you're working from home, but in the office, we're going to say stop multitasking. Stop multitasking. Now you're like, okay, what is this about? So, it can be tempting when you can take care of a few tasks at the same time, especially when you feel like all those tasks are small tasks. However, that doesn't always work out in our favor. When we're trying to juggle everything and we may not do any of them really well, we're just kind of doing things. Focus on one task at a time, and you'll notice that you'll even end up completing them faster because you're focused. Number 2, when working, increasing your productivity at work, we just talked about this from working from home as well. Take breaks. So as you have heard many times today's segment, take breaks, everyone. It's okay. We are not machines. We are not robots. Take breaks. So we might think working longer hours means we're getting more done, but we never work as well as when we're never work as well when we're burnt out. And I know for me, there's been times I was so tired and I thought, okay, just keep going and just keep going. But the truth was, I wasn't really getting anything done. I was at the end of my rope. I was spent. I couldn't think any further. And so it was time to go and rest. So take a 5-minute walk around the office, spend 15 minutes grabbing your mid-afternoon coffee, whatever it is, getting some sun outside, whatever it looks like for you, take a break. Number 3 is to set small goals. Sometimes looking at our goals can be overwhelming. I have been there, right? You're looking at this huge pie and you're thinking, how in the world am I going to accomplish this? Seeing a handful of big projects on our calendar can be stressful. But if you break it up in smaller tasks, you'll feel more in control and you will be more productive. So that's another way to look at uh, bigger projects, is to set small goals. Number 4 is to take care of the biggest task when you're most alert. So when are you most alert? Is it first thing in the morning? Then you want to go ahead and tackle the biggest task in the morning. You've had your cup of coffee, you're energized, you're ready to go. We all sometimes push aside big goals because we're not confident we'll accomplish them, but go ahead and start and just take those chunks. Little by little, you will get it done. All right. And number 5, lastly, is to implement the 2-minute rule. Make the most of your time at work by filling those tiny windows with actual tasks. Um, a 2-minute rule is basically any goal or habit can be started in under 2 minutes. That doesn't mean you'll be able to complete every task in 2 minutes, but starting a new goal is the first step to accomplishing them. All right. So not every day will be perfect. Sometimes you don't feel as productive as other days, but if you have a strategy, you're going to succeed at a higher rate than you would if you don't have a strategy. So have a strategy in place. And I hope that these tips are super helpful for you if you work from home or if you work away from home in the office. But remember, take those breaks and do your best. I am rooting for you all that we can continue to enhance our productivity in 2023 and that we accomplish all of our goals and our to-do list. Okay, we're tackling it one task at a time. No multitasking. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. This is today's segment of the Masterpiece Lounge. Enhance your productivity. Share this with a friend. I will see you back here, same time, same place next week. I am Chrisnatha signing off until next time. Until then, be well.